the middle management and only gets escalated to the seniors in a crisis. It's not a case of if you will be the victim of a cyber attack. It's about being prepared for when that attack happens. When the NHS health supplier, Synovis, was attacked in 2024, there were major consequences. 11,000 appointments and procedures were postponed, and they lost an estimated £32 million compared to a reported profit of over 4.3 million the previous year. So such an attack can seriously harm a business overnight. And even if they survive it, the scars of brand damage can be long-lasting. Jobs could be put at risk, entire industries become vulnerable, and the wider economy suffers. Ask any CFO, and they will tell you which carries the bigger cost: having a thorough cybersecurity plan or not. Now, the government stands ready to help you, but we can only be a part of the answer. So I would encourage businesses to see this as a great opportunity. By investing in cybersecurity, you could build a reputation for being safe and secure. You could create a competitive advantage, whilst also investing in your stability and in your future growth, something which customers and investors would equally benefit from. Ladies and gentlemen, the technological revolutions of my childhood are museum pieces compared to today's innovations. But what's important today is that we understand tomorrow's technological threats to keep ourselves safe. Ahead of us is a threat landscape which is more complex and more intense than ever before. We all need to be ready to meet that challenge. And today's review shows that the government is doing more to make our cyber more secure, and together we must empower our citizens to make smart choices about their cyber behaviour. And we need businesses to recognise the challenge that faces them too. I know that through our combined efforts, we can make our economy more resilient and ensure that our world-leading businesses and the people who work for them remain safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Last year, I spoke to you about the widening gap between the rising pace of the cyber threat and the UK's collective resilience in facing that threat. This year, that gap continues to grow. So today, my message is simple. The time to act is now. Over the past few weeks and months, we've seen household names impacted by cyber incidents across all sectors of the economy, from retail to manufacturing and transport. And those are just the incidents that have made the headlines. While you may be able to recall a handful of specific stories, in the 12 months to the end of August this year, our incident management team was asked to support some 429 cyber incidents. When we dig into those numbers, nearly half of all incidents that have crossed our desks have been of national significance, meaning that on average, the NCSC has dealt with 4 nationally significant incidents a week. And 18 were classed as highly significant. Attacks which have a serious impact on central government, UK essential services, a large proportion of the UK population or the UK economy. That is a 50% increase on the previous year and a marked increase for the 3rd consecutive year. Now, it would be easy to look at these numbers and think we're under siege. We should hold up our hands and admit defeat. But that is not the case. We know that far, far more cyber attacks fail than succeed. That is not by chance. It's because organisations have built good defences. We're also seeing more organisations able to continue in the face of an attack that does break through because they were prepared. It can be done. But we do see our attackers improving their ability to cause real impact, to inflict pain on the organisations they've breached and those who rely on them. They don't care who they hit or how they hurt them. That is why we need all organizations to act. Cyber attacks are not just a matter of computers and data. They impact growth, prosperity, safety, national security, reputations, operations, bottom lines, lives, and livelihoods. As Shireen Khoury-Haque, the CEO of the Co-op, has said, there is nothing that can fully prepare you for the moment a cyber incident unfolds, and you receive that phone call. But worse than receiving that call is receiving it when you do not have a plan. I've sat now in too many rooms with individuals who have been deeply affected by cyber attacks against their organizations. I've seen the emotional impact written across their faces. I know the impact the disruption has on their staff, suppliers, customers, the worry, the sleepless nights, and the impact it has on the teams who work round the clock for weeks and months trying to put the pieces back together. So, the time to act is now. Every leader, whether you're one person at your kitchen table or the boss of thousands of people, you must have a plan to defend against criminal cyber attacks, and you must have a plan for continuity. You must know how to keep going should an attack get through. If your IT infrastructure was crippled tomorrow and all your screens went blank, could you run your payroll systems, or keep your machinery working, or stock your shelves? If the answer is no, or more likely, don't know, act now. Because when an attack does break through, it is the strength of these pre-engineered solutions that determines an organization's ability to endure, respond, rebuild, survive. And confronting that challenge of continuity should make clear to every leader that cybersecurity is a risk to be managed by the whole organization, led by the board, not one to just be delegated to technical experts. Now, 9 years in, the NCSE's mission is the same as it has always been: to make the UK the safest place to live and work online. And we're continuing to support organisations to act now to secure themselves. As you heard from the Security Minister, the new Cyber Action Toolkit that we're launching today will equip sole traders and small businesses to take their first steps towards cyber protection. The UK's minimum standard for cybersecurity, Cyber Essentials, is making it easier for organisations of all sizes across all sectors to get basic foundational defences right. And that comes with free cyber insurance for small businesses who opt in. For senior leaders and board members, our recently launched cyber governance training provides the clarity and confidence needed to govern cyber risk effectively. And we're not doing that alone. We're working with partners across industry to strengthen our collective resilience. For example, our Share and Defend service is working with internet service providers across the UK to block millions of attempted connections all the time to malicious websites by consumers, stopping attacks and fraud before they cause harm. We're working with our partners in the UK's intelligence community, including colleagues in the National Protective Security Authority. We know that our adversaries are combining cyber means with physical methods in order to further their aims. And we'll hear more about that from Ken McCallum, the Director General of MI5, later this week, when he speaks about the threats facing the UK. And we're working ever more closely with our international partners and friends, many of whom, I'm delighted to say, are here with us in the room today. Sovereign UK action alone can only take us so far in closing the widening gap. Together, we're building strong coalitions to stand united against hostile activity. Just last month, agencies from 13 nations came together to warn that 3 technology companies based in China have conducted a malicious global cyber campaign targeting critical networks on behalf of their host nation. And so, my question to every leader of every organization is simple. What is your plan? How will you continue when your IT is gone? Because that plan must be written by you, No one can do it for you. And it is only by asking that question that you will truly understand the urgency of investing in cyber defences. And we in the NCSC are here to support and empower you. If we all act now, we can create a UK that thrives in our new digital world, with businesses and a society that can weather the digital storms that are inevitable, and the confidence to meet the challenges head on. Thank you. And I'd now like to invite our panel to the stage for the Q&A session.